Hi, and thanks for joining me on part 2 of this Namibian adventure, or whatever it is I've decided to call it. And this one takes place in Kanaan. This is an add-on program, which you can pre-book or book on location at Naankuse, and that means you will spend a week here in the desert. Kanaan is situated just outside the Namib, so that's the famous dune desert of Namibia. So you'll be right on the border of that, and as you can see, the landscape is fairly spectacular. As a volunteer, what you'll do is you'll go out on hikes, you'll go out on game drives, you'll help with camera traps, you'll figure out where to place camera traps by looking at where tracks are, where spores are, and by trying to focus on where all the activity is. It is quite windy here. I apologize for that if it's interfering with the sound. From the afternoon, the wind just starts going, and that's it. I came here, I took my drone, I took my gear. The drone has been fun, but after a certain hour, I can't even fly it because the winds get so strong that it'll just blow anything away. In terms of wildlife, what you'll see is mainly oryx. You'll get lots of herds of them, some springbok as well. Then you'll get some smaller animals and predators. Your jackals, obviously lots of them. Certain types of foxes, cape foxes and bat-eared foxes. You'll also see interesting birds. You have your eagles and your vultures, plenty of them. And yeah, there are also some big predators out there. There are some hyena, there are some leopards, there are some cheetah that are roaming through, but very difficult to spot, very rare to spot. So we usually rely on camera traps to see some images of them. So we know they're here, we can see their tracks, but they're very good at hiding. So they almost certainly have all seen us, but we haven't seen them yet so far. And also I should say I apologize if all the animals seem very small on screen. That is simply because these spaces are so enormous that they are very far away, and they will usually run away as soon as they get a whiff of you. So in a space like this, where you can see everything for miles, they get a whiff of you pretty quick. So they can be 2 miles away and start running. So that's a bit tricky sometimes. So if you do come down here and you want to take some nice photos or videos, make sure you take a very long lens, because that's the only way you're going to see any of them. As a volunteer, you'll arrive here on a Saturday after a nice long drive. You'll feel the temperature rise steadily as you go along. And you'll arrive in the evening and you'll be placed in your nice housing and then ready for the next day. Next morning at sunrise, you'll be up straight on the first activity. So you walk over the hill and down a lovely pathway. And from 7:30 in the morning, usually we'll go out on the first activity. There might be a hike, there might be a game drive. And what we'll do is work until perhaps 11 a.m., up to 12 sometimes, and then we'll get a break until 3, simply because it gets so hot out. So that's right now. And yeah, if I was to go out in the sun right now, I'd probably burn. And then usually in the evening, there'll be some other sort of enjoyable, fun, different activity. So that could just be going out somewhere, grabbing some drinks and watching the sunset from a cool spot. It could be sandboarding. It could be going on a night drive. So one night we watched a movie, just staying in and chill. There's lots to do, it's fun, and I promise by the end of the day you are very tired and happy to go to bed early, which is good because you'll be up early, starting again at the next sunrise. Right, so we've just come back from a bit of a hike this morning. Went to check out on some trees and some animals, saw herds of oryx. We had a Labrador with us, so that was cool. And yeah, now it's just really hot in the middle of the day, so we take a break. So some people are going to the pool, some are just chilling in their tents. And then back to work this afternoon for a bit more. Obviously, cars, if they drive out on this landscape, they will leave marks that will last potentially decades. So it will ruin the landscape. Any car that goes through can absolutely ruin the landscape. So we're trying to avoid that, but also allow animals to move freely. So the way, the clever little solution that was found here is that we're removing these fences, but we're braiding some wires together to make a single thick wire so that animals can still easily pass through, pass under, but cars and people know that there's a fence there and they don't go through. So this is the clever solution that Naankuse has come up with, and that's what volunteers have been helping out with a lot during my week here. Well, thank you for watching this whole thing and sticking by. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll now leave you with a selection of my favorite images just because it's amazing here. I hope you do get the chance to come down here. If you sign up with Naankuse, definitely add this on. It's really, really worth it. You'll be very disappointed if you don't. It's extraordinary. So yeah, make sure you do get to come here one time. Thanks for joining. Until next time, bye-bye.